Hey, this is Justin. It is 6:30 a.m. on a Saturday morning, and just a quick walk and talk. And I was thinking about meeting automation and lots of tools right now to take the place of minutes from a call, and realize what is the real value of minutes. Besides documenting to some extent what happened inside of a conversation. But number two is to so it memorializes what happens, and I think that's great for official purposes. Starts to kick off action items that happen, in a call, and then also can be a reference for, memory of when something was discussed or when decisions are made. But what happens when you get into a meeting that's not necessarily well structured, organized, and put together? I guess the value of that becomes a lot less. And I would also value that the value of the recording might not necessarily be necessary if all that structure were to happen. So, right, it's all of the fringe stuff that happens inside of a conversation. So, what I've been working on, on the side and sort of more aggressively right now, is like, how do you take those minutes and start to kick off workflows that are meaningful, and also do it in a way that it is, what do I want to say here? Uh, so you don't necessarily be getting overwhelmed. So it starts to pick and choose what are the key aspects that you're starting to pull up. I'm going to go off camera here. And starts picking and choosing what are like the key aspects, so you don't have an overwhelm of stuff to work on, or you just have a huge backlog of work that we're going through at any time. And I'm thinking the main strategy, technique, the main set of tools that we're working on is, right, some sort of recording, and that's what this live stream is. This can be replaced by a Teams meeting, this can be replaced by a Zoom meeting, this can replace something else, but it's a recording where you start to get a video, being able to get a transcript of that video, being able to get a summary of that video, maybe be able to get different segments broken down of it, and then having those individual pieces go and start to kick off some workflow someplace else. I'm thinking of working with Notion right now, just to have some sort of database structure, and then also starting to imagine or think through what does it take to take like an AI agent that we could speak to that sits on top of Notion. Because now what you have is you've got the unstructured conversation, which is great. You've got the very structured piece of work, which can move into, project lists and task lists and those type of things. And then the agent that sits on top of it that you can speak to and interact with, which is probably what I argue is the easiest way to be able to interact with large pieces of information, because it will do a lot of the searching piece. You can just speak to, here's what I want to get out of this, here's where I want it to go. You just speak to that piece, and then the agents can start to capture start to capture everything else, and then you can also introduce new information and new thoughts into the conversation. So one of the things I'm starting to mess with as we get up a little bit unrested about 6:30 in the morning. I'm about to get on a plane, and I wanted to just create a basic live stream on this right now. If there is some interest in following up with the direction of where this is going, please leave me a message, or uh, yeah, leave me a DM on whatever place that you're actually seeing this, and we'll speak soon.